Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Direct Strike Weekly Brawl. We're rolling out our new tier list commander, Swann. I know I haven't done a tier list for 2 weeks now because I'm just trying to figure things out right now in terms of just my busy schedule, but I think things are coming through. So brawl modifiers, we have some mercenaries here. We got reduced sight range, interesting, and we have bountiful, which gives us more income. Very, very interesting. Melee units might be really good. Or close range units. Close to medium range units might be good. I have my doubts on siege units. Hello, Hellbat, you're literally being meltated right now. Alright. Well, those are some really tough Zerglings. I'm just gonna go to next here. I don't know who purple is. But I do know that we have middle income. Oh yeah, Firebat's gonna roast him. Let's go. Middle income is nice. And we also have the refinery. That's also nice. Is that just Nova? Ah, shoot. What do I do against Nova? I think I just get slammed. I might have to go THORS. Just pure THORS. The only answer to that would be Nova going libs. I think I can answer that with either Goliaths or something else. I don't know. It's not a bad week for Zeratul though, because he can be invisible and stuff. Does Zeratul have a bigger base vision range? It looks like he does. Look at that. What a big Chad. Anyways, I just finished watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners. If you haven't seen it by now, I highly recommend it. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. I love the colors in it, I'll be honest. I don't understand why we don't have colors more like that. I really enjoy the colors in Edge Runners, but more so I enjoy the story. It's a very, very beautiful story. I actually got recommended it by YouTube, in the sense that YouTube was like, here's a highlight of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then so I did that thing where I spoil the series for myself by watching kind of what happens. So I figured out, I knew what the ending was gonna be, but I still decided to watch the whole thing anyways, because I was like, this seems like an interesting enough show for me to want to watch it. So yeah, I went and watched it, and highly recommend if you haven't seen it. It makes me wonder why some of the Starcraft 2 units are so weak in comparison, based on the kind of technology I guess Terrans would have had by now. I'm surprised there's no Borgs or augmented. I guess the Marines are kind of augmented, and so are the Marauders and stuff. But I feel like we could Borg out. Just Borg out a bit better. But yeah, let's see. Let's get that laser drill up to max. Let's max laser drill later. I'm just gonna roll out with the Thor. THORS should deal with most of the things Nova has on the ground, and then I just gotta get some. I don't know if I want to get wraiths, but I think all I know is that I wanna be able to deal with Nova ground effectively, and Nova's Marauders will destroy me. So I think THORS is the answer here. Oh really? Get smashed, boys! Freaking Annihilator. Get dumpstered. Oh my god, you got Hellbats. Uh-oh. Did I get stunned? No, I'm massive. I can't be stunned. Oh, wait, no, I thought I can't be stunned! I swear! Bro. Can't be stunned is a paid act. Actually, I guess he's not can't be stunned. He is a massive unit, so he can't be stunned. I'm gonna upgrade my power level here. Raynor's got a lot of... This is a very interesting combo. Vulture and Firebat. Raynor should also use the scans, I'll be honest. This is the 1 week where vision range really doesn't matter for Raynor, because he can just scan. I mean, it does matter, but also doesn't really matter as much, because he can make up for it. Zeratul here with nothing. I think he's saving up for abrogators or something. I don't know. I just get some stalkers, I'll be honest. The stalkers are a pretty good unit for your team to have. Don't think there's any point getting infernal plating here. Oh wow, he's going full on Hellbat, huh? Well, just stun these guys. There we go. Yeah, so he's got some Marauder Commandos here. I wonder if I need tanks for that. Oh man, my Thor's attack speed has been reduced. Oh jeez. I might actually need tanks for this, but I'm thinking Thor should be able to cut it. I'm thinking Thor should be able to cut it. With enough of them, the Marauder Commandos clump up harder. But the Thor Barrage, I guess, doesn't kill them instantly, unlike other Marauders. Yeah, 200 damage. But yeah. Honestly, I feel like the Marauder's suit would be kind of like the Cyber Skeleton. Oh, detonate. Okay, we kind of like the Cyber Skeleton. But yeah, these things have a very long cooldown to attack. Don't think they're gonna be that great. Ooh, they did a bit of damage there, but only doing 110, so that'll break through the Immortal Shield. Oh, with the Oracles, that seems like a good synergy. Oh my god, the Abrogators are still alive. That could be very good, but they're also frontlining right now, so... There we go. Lamau. We stunned those Marauders. I think I still need some tanks, though. I think I still need some tanks. Yeah, it's looking like I'll need... Oh, wow, he survived. Regenerative Biosteel. Should have had that a while ago. Oh my god, the Thor got eaten. Big slash. Big slice. You know what? Screw it, dude. We're just gonna keep sending out Thors. But yeah. Or would this be the Cyber Skeleton, boys? Actually, no. Cyber Skeleton's meant for one person to be in it. But yeah. I just love the way you like T-pose in a Cyber Skeleton because of how big it is. But yeah. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna try and like. I don't think I'm gonna spoil anything. I don't think I have spoiled anything in general. But yeah, definitely go watch it. I feel like I might be late to the party. I'll be honest. I'm usually late to the party for most shows. But yeah, like I don't watch too many shows unless it's like they've been vetted by other people as like good. Oh shoot! All my barrage is gone. Boom, 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 boom. I definitely need tanks. The Marauder Commandos are actually beating me up. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. I think I want to put the tanks right in the front, actually. Put some tanks in the front. Bam. And then we got some Marauders here. There we go. Getting our tank. I think there's a Ravisaur that escaped detection. Right over there. But whatever. A tank over there. I want to put some more Hellbats at the front. Maelstrom round. Give me those Maelstrom rounds. That's a lot of Annihilators. I think Annihilators are pretty strong this week because of what they can do. I'm gonna get some Infernal Plating here. Yeah, Infernal Plating could be helpful. It's a little late for it though, but... Ooh, we got a big black hole coming in. Are we all out of bombardment? We are all out of bombardment. But my tanks are able to fire at stuff, so that's good. My tanks are holding it. They're holding it at the fort. There we go. Yeah, I think in order to beat Nova, I need Thors and tanks. Thors are the only units Nova don't have as a special ops unit. So as we got that going for us, we can also AoE down these Mutalisk, hopefully. Very hopeful, because we only have one Thor left there. This'll be a blast. Put these guys down. Yeah, the Marauders, I think Marauders pound for pound trade a little too good. Or trade a little too well, sorry, into our thing here. But yeah. Infernal Pre-Ignited? Sure. I'll take it. Boom. Oh my god, leave my tanks alone. You monstrosities. Yo, they killed my Hellbat. Oh my goodness. Wait, my tanks getting picked up is actually horrendous. Actually, oh my god, we're seeing some Nova tanks now. But Nova's tanks lose the advantage that they normally have with the Giga range. So it's not like it's the worst. Like they're pretty tanky tanks at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't want science. But I need more Thors. Bountiful is just auto gassing here. I'm gonna ping this guy. He's getting abrogators, I guess, but like just gas up, boys. Just gas up. Oh my goodness. I mean, the abrogators are okay. 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 I mean, they definitely need a front line for them. I'm gonna increase the damage output of my units here so we can like... Oh my god, I'm getting beamed down here. All my Thors getting completely demolished. That was my entire wave, boys. Oh my goodness. My entire wave just got crushed. I think it was the combo of the beam and just everything else. Hellbats don't really make a good match here. Oh, Jesus. Well, you kind of want to have that big push here. More tanks. More Hellbats? Might need Goliaths, actually. I mean, they're tier 3, so they have solved Goliath problem. Abrogators are very strong on their initial volley, but after that, they're not the best. And also they're armored, so like Annihilators will just destroy them. And this guy really needs to deal with the Mirages, I swear. Yes, Commander. Like I can't deal with the Mirages with just my Thors here. I mean, the Abrogators are helping me out for sure. There's a lot of hybrid coming in here. I guess they mistimed the wave because they were gonna beam me down and then go like Reavers, I guess. Or I mean hybrid. Sorry. There we go. Honestly, I think apparently Cyberpunk the anime actually resurrected. It actually resurrected Cyberpunk the game itself, which I think is pretty awesome. I would say it's pretty awesome. It's probably like the best ad out there for a game. I'll be honest. If there was an ad for a game, well, these guys spawn. I'm gonna place this guy properly, I guess. So yeah, my guys are coming out. My guys are coming out. Let's get some extra damage here. I'm gonna weapons first. Screw armor, boys. Armor overrated. Just smack them. Just smack them. They're gonna send hybrid. They better win. Don't send hybrid if you can't win, boys. There we go. But also, I'm really curious, how would a Sandy work in real life? Because a Sandy works on like time dilation of your neurons. You can definitely feel that when you're like in like a flow state activity. Sometimes like when you're running fast or like you're just doing some sort of physical activity like a sport, and you're like you gotta score the goal. Like time does dilate for you if you really focus on it. So like, would a Sandy just like enhance that sense of dilation? And also like, what are the extents of it, you know? Because that would be very, very awesome to see the limits here. I don't have a science vessel yet. You guys are probably just like, where are your science vessels? And I'm just like, well, support vehicles, never heard of them. The only thing I know is destroy with high power, big mechs. There we go. Oh my god, we have a second barrage coming up here. This second barrage is going to be devastating. Where did Nova's Marauders go? Oh my god, I have such a huge pileup of Thors that we can't even get through. And the Thors actually do so much damage in terms of how fast they attack. There we go. That's what a proper mech push, sorry, a proper hybrid push should look like. You should just be able to crush your opponent's soul. Oh jeez, what's that? Ew, that's gross. I gotta deal with that, I think. Do I? The one problem with Guardians is they don't do enough damage. Oh my god, black hole coming out here. Oh shit, that's the cannon. Oh, there's a tank over here that I was supposed to replace. Okay, whatever. We'll put down 2 science vessels. I'll probably put 2 more tanks down here. I don't know. Another Thor. Thor's doing great. Oh my god, is that... Oh, jeez. We're definitely gonna need some extra armor. These guys are all detectors here. That's a pretty powerful hybrid push, not gonna lie. I'm gonna probably need some Goliaths on the side, like on the flanks. Thors are not the best option against carriers at the end of the day. And like a solved Goliath problem is actually not too bad. They're just pretty fragile. But they do lend a good amount of DPS. Firebats are using fire to attack our hefty suits here. Carriers constantly being healed up. That's a push, boys. That's a push. We need to respond properly, boys. Where is our hybrid? Where is our hybrid, boys? We got some here. Is that a Hyperion? That's a that's Hyperion, right? Yeah, that's Hyperion, boys. Well, it might work. Let's get multi-lock. I'll get multi-lock before Ares, I'll be honest. Multi-lock above Ares. This guy just went full Abrogator. And that would be very great if they could hit air units as well, but unfortunately they cannot. Come on, Goliaths. I mean, Mirages are very weak to my wave, considering the only thing they can pick up are at least the Goliaths. Oh, but my tanks, they're just gonna get mauled. But you know what? My Thors can lend a lot of heavy fire support to Raynor's wave. And it lends a lot of beefiness and tankiness as well. So I think, yeah, against Nova, you just have to push out Thors like no tomorrow. And I'm going to push out some more, let's see. Let's push out another Thor here. Like, I need some tanks, but I don't think I can rely on them fully. Because our opponents just sort of nullify our tanks. Oh my god, that beam is up again? I guess he's been using it on the 4-minute mark, man. That's a 16-minute beam. Alright, that means at 20 minutes we're gonna see another beam here. Might just have to move this tank off to the side or something like that. Raged in. I don't know where to put this tank, I'll be honest. Boom, boom. Get some more armor for my Hellbats maybe. Put the Devastator turret right here. My Draken Laser Drill has barely health, barely any health. It is surviving right now. There is another one. They're desperately pushing out Hybrid, huh? You don't want to like send them out piecemeal like this, because then they get smashed to pieces. But I don't know. You want to have like a strong, decisive attack. But then again, Raynor's wave is very questionable. Raynor's wave is very questionable. How did this thing die? Who hit it? Was it a Mirage that like delivered an explosive payload to it? I'm assuming that's what happened. Yeah, I think I might have to call in some hybrid as well. Does Zeratul not have hybrid? Like, what did he do with his hybrid? Oh my god, my teammates don't have hybrid. This week, you gotta have hybrid, boys. If you don't have hybrid, you're doing it wrong. So the Goliaths can also DPS the Mirages. They're not the best at killing them fast, but the Thors suck against the carriers and they won't aggro the Mirages until there's nothing left. So at least the Goliaths will help us speed up that process, hopefully. I don't know, and I think my Thors can at least help out Raynor's wave in terms of staying alive. Like right now my tanks aren't doing anything because the waves are not synced up at all. And Raynor's wave is very vulnerable to all these tanks here, so I can at least, I think I just gotta keep slamming Thors. I just gotta keep slamming Thors, slamming Goliaths. Science Vessels are, maybe I could use more of them. But Science Vessels into that many Mirages is just asking to get shot to pieces. Anyhow, so I think I'm just gonna concentrate on anti-carrier, anti-Mirage. We'll try and power through here if we can. This is actually not too bad of a week for Swann, because he have a lot of money. Swann kind of does need that money to start up. And like there's a bit of a buffer there too. Where's my Draken Laser Drill, dude? Oh, where is it? It keeps on getting smashed to pieces, man. I just want my beam. I just want a beam in peace. Boom. Yeah, my tanks have to pull forward here. My Hellbats are worse. We got some Goliaths coming through. That is a fairly interesting choice. Very, very interesting choice here. My tanks actually are staying alive like nicely, but my Science Vessels are just getting smashed here. And I can't... Nova has a front line that I cannot breach quickly. Oh my god, Nova's tanks are getting a lot of value because the front line just keeps... It keeps getting up there just in time to protect the tanks. Here. I'm gonna slam another tank. But I don't think my tanks are doing all too hot in general. Slam down some more meat shields with the Hellbat. I wonder if I should just turn off the javelins and just... I don't know. What happened to my laser drill? Is it not respawning? What happened to my laser drill? Where did it go? Dude, I'm getting scammed here. My laser drill literally died once and it never came back. Hello? Ah! Dude, what is this? Dude, Swann got mega nerfed, boys. Unfortunately, I have to put him in the D tier this week. Laser drill disabled. I cannot believe they've done this. If Swann wasn't weak enough, you didn't need this nerf, guys. I'm pretty sure it's just a bug, but like, also what the hell? Where's my laser drill? Oh my god, I'm missing out on so much DPS on this. And I like Swann genuinely needs the laser drill too. It's just like just extra juice, you know, for the wave. But yeah. If you guys were to get a Cyberpunk augmentation, what would it be? Like what would be the first thing you'd chrome up? I think the first thing I'd chrome up is probably my spine, my shoulders, like shoulder joints, and I don't know, spine, shoulder joints, and my arms, because those are areas that like just get like you need it, and also like the shoulder joint is such a busy one that like I'd rather have it be mechanical. I'll be honest, like just give me the machine version. I'm pretty sure it'll be simpler than what you'd get from having it as a biological version. Yeah, I don't know. Legs will come later, you know. Legs. I feel like with legs, you probably have to chrome your hips too, and everything else. But yeah, I feel like it would genuinely, like, if you had the option to go Cyberpunk, would you? I know I would. I'd just chrome up and I'll be like, what are the limits to my humanity, boys? I'd take it all the way if I could. I feel like it'd be super cool. I'll probably end up like I'll probably go into psychosis though. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. The carriers are getting smashed by those immortals. Oh my god, they're just getting booted out of range here. Like, get out of here. I think our aerial supremacy is starting to take effect, but my laser drill is still MIA, so that's very unfortunate. Nova has so many Goliaths. I don't have that many tanks, but my Thors can power through and just beat up Nova's tanks. I say this, but it's copium because actually I need to get some tanks. You know, I'm gonna power some tanks in the back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. But yeah, I feel like though Cyberpunk society, even though it's like depicted as very violent, I feel like it wouldn't be that violent, because like you wouldn't actually know what software or like tech people have. So you probably wouldn't want to fight people. Like, what if like they have like the latest generation thing, and you're just like, you think you're hot stuff, but then you don't actually have it. Like you don't have like the latest generation thing, so you just get turned into like a stain on the wall, basically. But yeah, let's see. I wonder if I should get cyclones into those. I need more frontline. I need more frontline. Yeah, I need more frontline. My tanks literally got turned into a stain on the wall, basically. Oh my god, I got scrapped. Holy crap. I think I have to go for Ares bots at this point. I don't know if I could go for anything else. What would I do? Probably push the Ares bots into the center. So I'm gonna push the Thors out. Get some Ares. Wuju's Phoenix Disrupt. There we go. I think this guy was a pretty strong Phoenix player. I remember getting clapped a few times by this guy. And I added him, but then like I think he like didn't want to play another round after that or something like that. Hey, what's good? I got some Ares bots coming out in the front. Ah, carriers. Oh god, carriers. Do I have the firepower to take down those carriers? Yeah, I have some Goliaths. The Goliaths are doing okay on one side. Oh my god, but they could be doing better. I'm not like wiping this wave out ASAP, which is bad news because then it's gonna stack, and we cannot afford to get stacks happening at our base, which means I gotta send out some hybrid. Oh my god, I gotta make sure I'm using my space properly. There we go. Boom. Ares bot, Ares bot, Ares bot. Give me Ares bot, come on. Oh jeez. The Haka's got his late game guys too, so that's very dangerous. Reminds me of Master Yi in League of Legends. That is the origin story. That is actually the origin story. That is actually the origin story of this name. This is actually my in-game League of Legends name. would use Blazeman. Because I got really into playing Master Yi for a bit. It's a big Master Yi main. Back in the day. Like, I'm a pretty like, if you guys have seen any of my Direct Strike videos for a while, you know that like I prefer simplicity in terms of game mechanics, and I'd rather make good decisions and positions and choices. And Master Yi is probably like one of the best characters for. Change the blades to Blaze. You choose Blazeman, yeah. Because like, I prefer like just good decision making. Like I know what I can do on Master Yi, and that is a bajillion damage. And the only thing holding me back is, am I stupid in the way I walk into the enemy team, or am I smart? That's essentially it. And then like maybe some strategical map control. Like I win the game by killing my opponents, but also like forcing them into fights. Like a lot of people back in the day think you could take Master Yi, be like, oh, you just send one guy. That is exactly the wrong thing to do. You gotta send 2 guys at least. Maybe 2 guys is not even enough, because you'll get clapped. You'll get clapped pretty hard. You know, I'm gonna move these tanks here in the front to the back, because at the rate it's going, I mean, I have enough time for my tanks to like set up. So I'm just gonna have a strong Ares bot center. Holy, look at all my mechs that have just stacked up here. I think I should start investing in some science vessels too. I think it's getting good. We got a huge stack coming in here. Yep. Used to be a big V player. Then I actually wanted to do like a League of Legends sort of YouTube, but then I was just like, you know what, it's kind of hard. And I'm really glad I found this little niche here in Direct Strike, and I'm glad you guys are still here with me. 2 years now, actually. It's been like almost 3. We're about to hit 3 years by the start of next year. Oh, we got some boys running forward. Yo, that is how you do it, boys. This is how you do it. I love the hustle. Nexus down to half. Huge carrier fleet here. This is why air units is not the end-all be-all. Come on. Dude, I'm so mega handicapped here, too. I don't have my laser drill, boys. If there's one thing I do have, it is a ton of THORS. It is a ton of THORS, boys. What a way to kick off a Swann tier list, boys. How many THORS do I have? I almost have 16. I have 14 THORS. How do they do? I think the THORS carried my wave, at least. My laser beam like disappeared like halfway into the game because it died to something. I don't know what it died to. It had 40 health. It might have died to a Mirage Blast, and then maybe like the game was like, Lamau, it is now dead permanently. I feel like that's like the interaction that happened, because definitely a Phoenix probably flew past and like exploded or something on it. How do we do in damage output? Oh man, my damage output would be even higher if I had my laser beam, but damn, we crushed it, boys. We crushed it. Yeah, that's what happens with Bountiful. So let's go on to the tier list, boys. Alright, what is up? We are back with a tier list after like 3 weeks of no tier list. Let's get right into it, boys. Brawl modifiers once again. So we have MERCS. You can buy powerful one-time use hybrid. We have Bountiful, which is, you know, probably I would say the best modifier if we were to keep one around forever. And then we got Void, which just reduces your vision range. So I think overall strategy is, I actually think it's a very powerful mid-game sort of build this week. You want to have units that don't have too big of a range, because otherwise they'll just be out of range and then their range is useless. And usually the units that are balanced around range are quite weak when they get swarmed, like tanks or like walkers, like colossi. Other sort of siege units come to mind as well. So if you do buy siege units, probably buy them a little later than you would normally do it. And still with the hybrid, I think timing push with abilities is very important. And another note that I don't have here is that with Bountiful, you can do some crazy rushes, like to just go late game and buy some units that you would not be able to buy or afford in the regular time game because of Bountiful. So don't be afraid to lose middle income, I'll be honest, because one refinery makes up for it. So you can just gun it for some big capital units. So here's where I think everyone stacks. There is a very inflated B tier this week because I genuinely think like Bountiful just makes everyone good. And with the Void and being a mid-range fight, I think it's actually more balanced, a little bit more balanced than usual. So S tier, we have a lot of our usual suspects up in here. So MERCS, his front line is very squishy and it has to go in real fast, but you have a very powerful mid-range comp in terms of Warhounds and Aegis Guards, and if you need to, you can have Emperor's Shadows. Your tanks are also pretty good still because they have fast siege and they still hit like a truck. So that would actually mean that you could probably just still buy tanks on MERCS and still do well. Yes, you have the reduced vision range, but you don't have the penalty of taking 5 years to siege. As well, with Bountiful, it can allow you to acquire an August Grad at times that are inhuman. And August Grad is very powerful when everything has reduced sight range because everything has to essentially come within Yamato distance. So that's good for you. Alarak, I think if you go for I think it's actually like a nice thick Alarak with Slayer Vanguard support. I think that's probably the angle this week. And it's actually less walkers, although that might be blasphemous. Or alternatively, if you're feeling a little crazy, you can go for some motherships, though those are usually just more of a gamba and a meme than something that really ends up working out. I mean, if you have like 5 motherships, then you probably won the game. But getting to 5 motherships, that's the hard part. So I think like a more consistent build would just be like a ground-based Alarak. But I think motherships might see some. You might see some motherships this week, I think. Raynor actually. It's kind of funny that Raynor's here because Raynor kind of relies on his range in terms of his Vikings. But I think Raynor bio is very powerful, just can power through. It's not great when the hybrid come in to push him down, but if you go Raynor bio tanks, the tanks still also have fast siege, so they can still keep up. Yes, they're not as strong as the regular tanks, but you can get a lot of them. And you might just be able to fill up your entire board with tanks. That being said, you probably would want to get some Vikings as well, because Raynor's heir is primarily his Vikings. The reason why I have Raynor up here is because he's also very good as a support ally, because his scans are free in the last 15 seconds. And so basically you can use it to nullify Void for your team, but your opponents would still have it. So your units can see your opponent's units as if normal if you scanned, and they can benefit from their range advantages and whatever, right? So I think the vision is actually very important. So that's why I have Raynor rated here. Maybe if Raynor doesn't make use of his vision properly, he would probably be in the, I would say B almost, like A or B, because he does drop off pretty hard against hybrid later on, which is why Raynor, I think, if you want to make him S, you have to go for a pretty aggressive end the game sort of push by like 10 minutes maybe. Han and Horner. Han and Horner's ground is actually ridiculously strong. The Hellbats stun things and they leave a DOT on things. Like it's just non-negotiable 50 damage. That's really good because that means the Hellbats actually do damage to units that aren't light as well. Grenade cars are basically, they have the DPS. Actually, I would say they have a higher DPS than an Immortal because of their tar bombs and the fact that they can get extra attack speed. So they are very, very powerful, not to be underestimated. So those two combined together with your opponents having less range means that, well, that's pretty good because they just charge forward anyways, regardless of whether or not there is Void. So that's pretty good. And Han and Horner doesn't really play into your opponent's siege as every other commander would, because you could get rates and then suddenly your opponent's siege units are useless. Daemon's Vikings take care of anything that is tall enough or in the sky that is a siege unit. And so you're pretty much set, I would say, with like a Crusher Han and Horner ground build. You can probably toss in some Galleons at the end of the day because you do have Bountiful. So Galleons are very, very good as an option to just continually generate value and essentially create siege for your team. A-tier commanders. I think these guys are pretty strong, but they're still lacking in some abilities. I realized that like this week with the hybrid timing push, it seems like it would make sense to rate commanders who have swing abilities like shields and stuff higher. But I think only Artanis, I think, like is up here because the other commanders who have like the swing abilities, their units aren't as strong, I think, for this week. So let's talk about it. So Swann, there's a little glitch with the laser beam. I don't know what happened to it. Tia, please look into it. But anyways, I would say Swann, you can actually just bum rush THORS this week without too much consequence. Normally, Swann is just strapped for cash because there's so many things you need. Like you need to stabilize, you need to be able to upgrade, and then you need to be able to get enough of your units fast enough. This week, you can just, because of Bountiful, you can just bum rush gas in tier 3. And THORS would solve most of your problems, if not all of them. The Thor stun is very good. Your opponents are going to be running into you. Thors have a medium range anyways. They have a huge health pool, and they do a lot of damage to just most things in general. So they're a great unit to just like start slamming down. And then obviously you can transition into like tanks. Like your Thors can really help you set up for those. Goliaths if need be. You know, Hellbats if you need to make sure your Thors don't die so quickly. But yeah, like I think Swann's actually not bad this week. Because you can just get access to Thors like right away. Artanis, I would say Artanis is really strong because most of his ground composition is pretty like close range. Like his longest range unit is like the Reaver with 9. So Artanis likes to get up close and personal. You can Guardian Shell your Zealots, which makes it so that they stay alive a little longer, and like give your guys vision, give your guys tanking, give your guys AoE. Archons with the Zealots are an amazing combination. Toss in some Immortals, and then max out with Reavers. I think this week that would be the play. If you have to deal with enemy air, Dragoons, I guess, are okay. I just don't like them this week because Dragoons benefit from their massive like 8 range. And with the reduced vision range, they are a lot more vulnerable. Like Dragoons aren't very tanky to begin with. The reason why Reavers are good is because Reavers can just smash most things that get within range of them. So it's more like a you're stuck in here with me problem for Reavers at least. But I think Artanis' shield overcharge is also very powerful. If your allies have a large number of small units and they also summon their hybrid and you shield overcharge, that is probably enough to just win the game by itself. So that's why I think Artanis is A. Like he has a strong army and a strong ability. Nova, I think, is pretty strong in terms of like just her army this week. Her tanks are going to be less useful until much later in the game. But I think Marauder Commandos and Hellbat Rangers are just a very strong combination in general. Tossing some Goliaths in the back is very strong. Nova's Air Force is always going to be a weakness, which is why I think having Goliaths would help make up for it to a certain extent. And because you have so much dollars, you can also get access to holo decoys in larger numbers than you would ever buy, or maybe you'd buy your first one for the first time because of Bountiful. But yeah, I think Nova's got a very tanky army, and if you go for that composition that gets in real close, it's really good. Banshees are also really awesome too in that regard. So yeah, I think at least also Nova has her little defensive drones, which are very useful. It's like a baby Artanis shield, I guess. Like it doesn't shield everything, but it gives like the few things it does shield 200 health. So like it's not bad. Dahaka. I think Dahaka is pretty good because Dahaka himself is hard to kill, like at basically all ranks unless you're Mengsk and he's massive. I think Ravasors are actually pretty strong in terms of DPS, and they actually are outside of your opponent's range this week because of the vision range reduction. Ravasors have 8 range, so normally siege units would probably be able to hit Ravasors because they'd be able to see them. But this week, it's you actually can't see them unless you're actually like right up close into their face. So Ravasors are actually better, I would say, this week. And Dahaka's front line is really thick with the Igniters and the Ultralisk that charge forward, giving vision range. So I'm predicting that like a Dahaka could start Ravasors and then transition into like Creeper Hosts. Creeper Hosts, I think, will win the game this week because of the Bountiful. You can just get so many of them so fast. Usually the thing that holds Creeper Hosts back is being able to reach critical mass fast enough. Like 2 Creeper Hosts, not dangerous. 20, that's crazy. So yeah. And now we have our gigantic like stack of B tier commanders. Okay, let's start with Stukov. So Stukov actually kind of lacks a bit of DPS, I would say, in his mid-range units, like his Diamondbacks and his Bunkers. Maybe his Banshees would be good, and maybe they would be great complements with his Libs, because his Libs actually have small range. But I find that they're a bit weak. Stukov tanks, you probably don't want to have too many of them until your front line is like pretty pretty stable at the very least. And then maybe you can just go crazy with them. But like Stukov really relies on those tanks for that like frontline damage. Diamondbacks are great against single targets, but you know, there's usually multiple targets. You can get Alexander fast, but Alexander I don't think will win the game by himself this week. I don't recommend buying more than like 2 or 3 APOCs this week. Like just going pure APOCs I think is not the play. Even if they do give you close range vision, they will get focus fired like pretty fast. So there's that. So I think Stukov overall, like he doesn't do bad. I feel like his tanks are a bit weaker this week. But they might actually be pretty strong too, in the sense that they can provide vision by like shooting a explodey boy, and then that boy will see things. But that boy also has reduced vision range, so it might also be less effective. So overall, I think B is a fair place to put Stukov. Tychus, B. What Tychus lacks in Siege this week, he makes up for in lots of extra outlaws. Which is potentially very scary, because you might be able to play like a Tychus bio game where you just go like blaze Kev and then just push through. How feasible is that? Probably not that feasible. I have Tychus in B because like he does have more access to outlaws, but I feel like he also might have a harder time against certain counters, like Tempest, for example. But I feel like Boswell existing should be fine. Like you just get a Boswell and he scouts by launching himself deep into the enemy lines, and then you can get your Vegas to bring down the Tempest or mind control them or what have you. So I think Tychus this week is still not bad in the hands of a competent player, probably really good. It's just that like absorbing hybrid might be hard for Tychus, so that's the only thing. I think one of the things keeping him back. Zagara. Zagara is B tier up until 10 minutes, I would say, or 15 minutes of the game. And if the game is past that, I would say Zagara is probably just S tier. Her abs like are melee units to begin with. Everything she has is close range attack. So the Void really doesn't do anything for her. In fact, I think Void actually benefits her. And Hybrid Death Push is great. Zagara has that stim ability on everything, so she can stim her Hybrid along with her whole wave. So together, that's just a very lethal combo. I just think she needs a little bit more time, and Bountiful is here to help her with the scaling by giving her more money as well. So I think just in general, Zagara is going to be pretty strong, but she still needs to scale, so I can't put her too high. But she's definitely not weak at all. Phoenix. Where to put Phoenix? I think Phoenix has a really strong mid-range attack too, with his like Adept, Immortal, and Disruptor combo. I think that's very powerful, very potent. I would probably go for Carriers if I did want to go Siege this week. I don't know if I want Colossi, because Colossi are vulnerable to air. Like I hate it when a unit can't defend itself against something it can be attacked by. I mean, I guess like you can make the argument against like Marauders, for example. You can get attacked by air units, but like a unit that is like only able to attack ground, but is big enough to be like hit by air to air units, I guess, is what I'm going for. So Colossi, I think like maybe Warbringer, but like anything else, not really worth it. But yeah, close range, I think Disruptors might be very potent. The only thing holding Phoenix back, I think, is just you have to really micro your Phoenix. You gotta make the most of your Phoenix abilities. You don't really have a swing ability besides like going Arbiter and then like stealthing your Hybrid Wave and locking up your opponent's observers, and they don't realize it, and then they get crushed. But other than that, I think it's like it's all decision making here for Phoenix. Vorazun, or more like Zeratul plus Vorazun. I think this week Stalker Abrogator combo very strong. Don't get the Ambusher, Stalker only. Stalker Abrogator. Go Invisible. Black Hole is actually pretty strong. Not as strong. I would say Black Hole might be stronger in some instances when everything's grouped up, because then you can just blast that area with the AoE. Like Abrogators are the AoE that Vorazun is never allowed to have. Like combine that with Black Hole, that is just insane. Like everything in there is just gonna get one shot. So you can just like Abrogator toilet. But other than that, it's like every 4 minutes you might be able to Abrogator toilet someone. I think it's all right. I don't think Vorazun's too strong, like in general, overall, even with the Zeratul attachments. And Zeratul's Immortals are a bit weaker because they can't see as far this week. But they will be good at destacking aerial stack units, like Carriers, for example, or BCs. So yeah. Stepman. Stepman gets really in close and personal with his Ultralisk and his Banelings. Personally, I don't know. Like I think Stepman's a little stronger. Because the Corruptors are short range, and then everyone has reduced vision range, so it forces your opponent's units to move up. a little bit, so then your corruptors at least have a chance to like fire off maybe like their ability or like a few hits before like they get decimated, you know, by a bunch of Vikings. And also lets Gary stay alive a little longer because of that, so you can get a little bit more value. So I think Stetman might be, his stack breaking role might be better. But I don't know, Stetman doesn't really have like a power stacking unit. Like a lurker is like, you got to babysit it a bit, and it still has like tiny range, but I guess this tinier range doesn't really make as big of a difference this week, because everyone just can't see as far. But yeah, I think Stetman will do okay. C tier commanders. Wow. Okay, we got two boys. Karax, he lacks AoE in like a meaningful way. Like the Colossi are very powerful, but it also forces you to build mirages to protect them. Maybe I have Karax rated a little too low this week, but I'm thinking like Zealot Colossi, maybe Zealot Colossi with some conservators could be pretty menacing. And then you tack on some annihilators and you'll have to build some mirages. But I don't know, if you run into like a capital ship that your opponent can build multiple of, that is high armor, Karax is going to have a bit of a hard time, as an understatement. Bountiful lets you buy more things, but like also lets your opponent buy more, usually capital things. So I would say Karax would struggle against some sort of capital unit like that. His beam is still strong when used correctly, because it only hits a small area and it can destroy everything there. But other than that, like it doesn't really stop the rest of the wave. So like you really have to be good at it. And sometimes I'm not the best at the beam either. So there's that. Carrier stacking might be not as good because things will have to get closer to your carriers. You might be able to go like carrier mirage and pull through that way. But we'll see. Abathur. Abathur's comp is already sort of mid-range, but everyone else's mid-range comp I think just does more damage. Ravagers got nerfed like a while ago. They're still okay, I guess. You might just have to slam a lot of Ravagers. Abathur doesn't really have a capital unit either that is good. Both of his capital units like suck. They're just punching bags basically. So yeah, Abathur's kind of like, all right, you just want to slam down Ravagers, I think, and maybe pop in some Vipers to force your opponents even closer. Though I don't know if you really want that, because you'll also like screw up your Ravagers Bile Blast as well. So it might just be like Brutalisk Ravager, and like that is the combo, and you just mend your way through with some hybrid. Kerrigan, wow, I thought about it, and I was like, wow, extra minerals does not help Kerrigan. Kerrigan's entire composition is just buy Ultralisk and Zerglings, back up with Hydralisk, and then just send the wall of flesh in. Bountiful just lets you have more walls of flesh. Could that be good? Yes. But I don't know. There's no like real like good like super strong like capital unit that can help you turn the tide. Your lurkers are kind of like a big meme in terms of a siege unit. It's like if you can somehow get them to like hit your opponents from the side and like get mega value by like penetrating like 5 or 6 units at the same time, then yeah. But yeah, lurkers are kind of a giga meme. So I feel like you're just playing Zagara but worse this week. So that's why Kerrigan's in the D tier. She doesn't even have, like, I guess she does have an ability to like disable everything for like 2 seconds or something like that. I mean, I guess that's okay. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the tier list, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.
The tires, let's light some fires. Need a light. They picked the wrong fight.